Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm running late. I got tied up doing some things and lost track of time. So, anyway, I am live, aren't I? I mean, I'm not showing it on my phones. Okay, what's going on? I'm showing it on one phone, not the other. Okay. Hey, Ed, come on up, buddy. Oh, mic's off. Sorry about that. The mic was off. Come on up, Ed. Aileen, Robert, how you guys doing? Sachmuchi, if you're still here, welcome. Uh, Said I was running a little late. Let me move this out of the camera range. So that's good. Trying to get this set up to where it's a little more natural. If anybody wants to come on up. Positivity and love to you as well, Robert. And glad to see you made it. And hopefully the night. I don't know what's going on with the Nightbot there, Robert. It should be working. I didn't turn it off. Uh, there it is. There it is. It's just kind of slow today for some reason. All right. Yeah, Robert, it's just slow. In case you noticed. Jerry, how you doing, buddy? Come on up. Uh, got around slow today. I wasn't real quick getting around to doing things, but we did get stuff done. I went shopping. Yeah, like I said, for some reason it was slower than normal there, Robert. I don't know why, but yeah, it was slow there. So, but anybody wants to come up, Big Mac Daddy's here. I hope he comes up. We got Jerry. I call it South Texas. Oh, there's Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy is saying your device is not connected. Try Try again, Mac Daddy. It didn't connect. Try again, buddy. I don't know what was going on, but I kicked you out because it wouldn't connect. So try it again and let's see if we can get you up. I hope everybody's doing well. Uh, like I said, there. Now, Mac Daddy, for some reason, it's
not connecting on the route. Here it is.
this time. Well, how you doing? How you doing, Mac Daddy?
I think I got it.
Yeah, you got it. You're up.
My phone broke this week, so now I'm just on the computer tonight.
Okay. Well, the computer usually works better.
Yeah, here's what my phone looks like. There's the screen on my phone.
Yeah. But yeah, I got one of my phones, two of my phones, and my computer.
I had to buy a new phone.
I got the one on my channel, the channel I'm up, Lazy Larry, because that way I can, on the computer, I can't give monitors. I can't pin statements like I pinned up there. I got to do that on my phone. And I got the other phone so I can be in and give myself another viewer. It's my Ninja channel.
Eddie, I need a headset.
But now, Robert, what's Alfie Romero? What is that?
Eddie, I need my headset. I'm getting feedback. Yes, I do.
But yeah, I just got my earplug in. If I had my regular speakers, I'd get feedback as well.
Well, I can't do this, Eddie. I got to shut it off. Thanks.
Oh, is that your phone?
You took my headset. What?
Oh, okay. It's one of those foreign cars, isn't it, there, Robert? It's one of those sports cars. Oh, I lost Ed. Hopefully he'll be back. But that's one of those sports cars, isn't it? Kind of like uh, a BM, not a BMW, a GM or MG. Excuse me, MG. Uh, my brother-in-law used to have an MG. It was a '65 MG. That's like a little old two-seater with now I was small enough. There was a little like bucket bench in the, but an adult couldn't sit back there. Uh, I barely could, and I was only like 12 years old. And but I wasn't small for my age as far as weight goes. I wasn't tall, but I had to sit sideways. I couldn't sit forward. Now my younger brother, who's 5 years younger than me, and my younger sister, they could sit back there. But that's what I was thinking. It was similar to that. Like I said, once I realized what you were talking about, like I said, my brother-in-law's '65 MG was also a convertible, and the only way I could sit back there is if the top was down. You know, they take the top off and put it in the trunk. So if it was down, I could sit in the back, but if it was up, I couldn't sit back here at that age. Now, my little brother and little sister might have been able to. I don't know. I never rode with them, so I couldn't tell you. But I know they were small enough to sit back here, especially my little sister. But my little brother at that time was too. But yeah, that's where I really started falling in love with convertibles. Was my brother-in-law's car because my dad didn't have convertibles. But then again, with a family like ours, you know, there's 7 kids, you're not going to have a convertible. You got to have a family car. So, and then my sister bought a convertible, the one that was married to this brother-in-law. But it was a bigger car, so I could sit in the back seat. It was an Impala, but I can't remember the year. 68, 70, somewhere in there. Uh, Impala, Chevy Impala convertible. So your friend found the car in a barn, huh? Well, yeah, you can do that. I mean, sometimes somebody will put it back in the barn, and something happens, and that needs work, and they just never had the money to do the work on it. Or maybe the person that owned the car passed away, and whoever ended up with the car uh, never wanted to do anything with it, and then finally decided to get rid of the car to make room for something else. And so, yeah, I had a '68 Chevelle Super Sport. I miss it. That was my first convertible, and yeah, that kind of look. Yeah, my sister, like I said, that the Impala was a big car anyway. It was never a small car, and the ones I always thought were funny was later on when they outlawed convertibles for a while. Hey, Pamela, was when they outlawed the convertibles for a while. They had the fake convertibles. Remember those? Yeah, the old fake convertibles. The top was a hard top, but it was made to look like a convertible top. Had the creases in it and all that, and had the but oh god, they were ugly. Uh, and but then later on, they had the vinyl tops. Now they weren't made to look like convertibles, but they were made to look different. They were a little cool, except for when the vinyl got old, it started cracking and you know which wasn't good during the looks. I had a 396 turbo hydro automatic on the floor. Mine was an automatic. And we got Jerry coming up. Hey, Jerry, welcome, sir.
I guess Eddie's not coming back.
I don't know if Eddie's coming back or not. He was getting feedback, so he may be trying to find his headphones.
Yeah.
So
I don't use my laptop. The only time I use the laptop is to download the videos from the cell phone. Put them into the hard
he
drive.
said he broke his cell phone, so that's why he was using his laptop. I use my laptop to conduct the live stream. And occasionally I'll sit in here and watch some videos, but not very. I used to all the time was in here. Before I set up the TV, before I set that up, I'd sit in here and watch TV and everything, and then I finally set my TV up in my living room, and this is a 27-inch monitor in here. My TV's a 50. So if I'm going to watch TV, I watch it on my TV. I watch it on the 50-inch screen. It's a lot easier to watch.
I wouldn't be able to fit a 50-inch TV in my room. Too big.
Well, I probably should have got a 42 or something like that. Now in my bedroom, if I set my bedroom up as my living room, my bedroom is actually bigger than my living room.
No.
At least it seems that way to me. But maybe that's because I also have to use my living room as part of my I'll tell you in a second. Part of my kitchen, not kitchen, dining room. So it makes it look bigger, at least my opinion. But it's because it's got to be about the same size. It just seems bigger. Now, also the stairs going up to the other person's apartment cuts into my living room a little bit too. So it is actually a little bigger, by about 2 foot, but maybe 3 foot in width, which makes a big difference. For those who don't measure in feet or yards, it's almost a meter, I guess, because it's a little over 3 feet a meter. It's a yard, but I mean a meter is what? Just a little bit bigger than a yard.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Hey there.
I'll have to look at that later, there, Robert. But I myself, I'm not much of a car buff as far as working on them. I do like them. Just I was never an auto mechanic. Never wanted to be an auto mechanic, and I took auto mechanics in high school only because, hey Beth, only because I signed up for auto body repair. I thought it might be fun to bang out some dents and maybe paint the cars and stuff. And my school was hey Melanie, my school was saying they were going to offer it, and it was a brand new school, and they decided they didn't have the money. And all of us that were seniors, I guess, that signed up for auto body, or maybe there wasn't enough of us. I don't know. But anyway, those of us that signed up for auto body was put into auto mechanics if you were a senior. And like I said, I had no desire to work on motors. It was nothing I ever wanted to do. Susanna, how you doing?
The only new school that I ever went to was the high school, but that was built in the 70s. This is back in the early 90s.
I was the very first graduating class of this school.
All my schools they were built in the 40s and the 50s.
My school that they replaced was built in the 40s or 30s. Might have even been 20s. It was very old. It was starting to fall apart. The school before that. Yeah. Matter of fact, you couldn't walk around one side of the building because the bricks were actually falling out. They couldn't go on the top floor because it was unsafe. So yeah, it was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
And but they closed down 4 high schools, and then later on closed a couple more. But they closed down 4 high schools and opened up 2 new ones. Now, one of the high schools they closed down wasn't that old. They turned that into a junior high because the junior high was in that same area was pretty old. So this saved them the trouble of building a new junior high. They just took the high school and converted it, which was, it's not hard. You just change teachers.
Yeah.
And hey, Mike, how you doing, man? So that's what they did with that one. And so I went from Gershmar Technical High School, the Black Cats, or as we called it, Tech. Some people called it Gershmar, but we usually just called it Tech, at Terre Haute North of Eagle High School, the Patriots. And our school colors was red, white, and blue. Hated the school. I went one semester because I couldn't stand the school. And I was a January grad, because in Indiana, as long as you got the number of credits and the required classes, you can graduate in January. And as a senior, you can actually just go half a day and go the whole year if you got everything else, and graduate at the regular time. That's what I worked in a restaurant in steakhouse. It was a Bonanza. They were anybody knows a Ponderosa Center. It's a cafeteria style steakhouse, and that's where I worked at while I was in high school. I worked about 24, close to 30 hours a week, going to school full time. Well, they wanted me to my senior year to go half a day and work for them full time, 40 hours a week. And upon graduation, they wanted to send me, I believe it was Dallas, Texas. That's where their headquarters were at, to go to managerial school and become an assistant manager somewhere. Which, they were offering me good money, but I always wanted to go in the military. That was something ever since I could remember I wanted to do, was join the military. And I would change from Watt Branch to Watt Branch every so often. And so I ended up going to the Navy, because the last time I changed, it was the Navy I wanted to go in, so I went in the Navy. And I did over 6 years in the Navy instead of going to managerial school out of high school. But like I said, it would have been good money. I mean, they were really, it was really good money for back then. But I just couldn't do it. It was not my life ambition. My life ambition was to go in the military. And I did. I enjoyed it. And the only thing I would do differently now is I'd have stayed in for 20 years and got a retirement out of it. And hit near Cavite, huh? That's up around Manila. That Cavite's, that's a province just south of Manila.
Cavite, yes.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
Abby, how you doing?
That's west of Laguna. Hey, I got a question. Is there a typhoon over in Luzon, over in Calambra? Calambra?
Cavite is in Luzon.
Yeah, it's just east west of Laguna.
Okay, I was going to say Cavite is on the island of Luzon.
Yeah, you got.
Because, like I said, as everybody, well, almost everybody, probably 99% of the people know that when I go, right now my plan is Cebu. But Cavite area is one of the areas I wouldn't mind checking out if I decide I don't want to stay in Cebu. And Abby says yes, there is a Bicol area, Quezon Laguna.
Yeah, because one of my friends told me that there's a typhoon, super typhoon, I think.
Yeah.
Mike
didn't say it was a super typhoon. He just said it was a typhoon.
Okay.
He said it hit yesterday.
Oh, yesterday? So it's just the remnants now? It's just moving, what is it, moving north? Not north, west?
Steve, is it just, not Steve, listen to me. Mike, is it just the remnants now, or is it still hitting hard? And which direction is it moving? Jerry wants to know.
It's better than that heat that they were getting.
Well, I don't know if a typhoon is better than the heat.
I've
He says
experienced.
heavy rain yesterday on Negros Oriental.
No, yeah, that's okay. That's
Yeah, but that's a different island. But you got to
Mhm.
remember the typhoon is bigger than one island a lot of times.
Yeah.
The main eye of it probably hit Luzon. The main part of it probably hit Luzon. Luzon.
Yeah.
But
One
you're
of
going
my
to have other islands getting hit with a heavy rain too. That's one of the things about Cebu. It's usually pretty well protected. You usually might get heavy rain, but you don't get a lot of straight on typhoons in Cebu because of all the islands around it.
You had that one that remember when Chris was still doing that major one that did a lot of damage.
Yeah,
What was when was Chris last? 2022, I think, might have been.
somewhere in there. Yeah,
There was a massive one
it might have even
in
been before. It might have even been 422 with
2020,
Chris.
2022. That it was a massive one because it caused a lot of damage on there in Cebu City. I know that Chris did a small video in Amazing Philippines. Also
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Rod, amazing,
Yep.
amazing Philippines.
Yeah, Rod and a few others did
Yeah. Well,
of the
there was
cities. Yeah.
another guy named Rod that he was a Dumaguete vlogger, and he hasn't been vlogging for a while, and but when they did some damage in Dumaguete, one of those a couple years back, and he did some of that. Now Abby says it's still raining in Manila. Abby says here in Manila since yesterday at 4 p.m. until now, still raining on my place. So Abby's in Manila.
I thought Abby was from Laguna. I know that
Well,
Sale.
yeah, Tucson.
Okay. I know Sale's from Laguna. Uh, Tox is from Laguna. And
Well, see that area there is an area I would be willing to check out. I don't want to live actually in Manila, but right around it.
close to it. If
Well, see, the thing is, I don't want a super large city. I don't mind being near a super large city because of the uh, medical, the hospitals.
yeah,
Now, Abby says she's from Quezon City.
guess
Quezon,
QC.
Kazoo. It's pronounced
Yeah,
Quezon. I'm
yeah,
mispronouncing it.
QC.
Quezon
Yeah,
City.
that's the
Yeah, yeah. And Deborah says she's in BGC. To who?
Cubao. That's
I knew Deborah was in the Manila area somewhere. I wasn't sure exactly where.
QC.
Deborah, I watch some of her videos, and she's always in Manila.
Yeah, that QC is where Cubao is.
Excuse me, I'm laughing at Mike. He says,
Huh.
"I'm from my mom."
Yeah, yeah. The QC is where Cubao is, the bus station, the bus terminal.
Now, Abby says our place is part of NCR, wherever NCR is.
NCR's National Capital Region, the whole
Okay,
Manila,
yeah, it's the greater Manila area.
the whole Manila, all those, what is it, 10 cities, or I don't remember how many.
Yeah, like I said, it's not really Manila. It's like where I live. I'm in the capital district of New York. Albany's the capital.
Yep.
But I live in the capital district, which encompasses more than just Albany. I live in Waterville,
It's like
which is
saying
I'm
that.
only a couple. Oh, I'm about 10 miles or so from Albany.
It's like
So,
here.
I'm in that district. I just considered the capital district.
Over here, you say DFW, like Dallas Fort Worth. It's not just Dallas and Fort Worth. There's a whole bunch of cities.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is with Manila as well, or
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah.
New York is more than just the 5 Bronx.
Yeah.
But the 5 Bronx is what's Zindy, how you doing? But
Hey, I got a question, Larry. I made a video, short, and I used Back home in Indiana. song
We're in Indiana.
back home in Indiana by Jim Neighbors.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the river, there's a river near there.
Well, you're talking about the Wabash River.
The Wabash, yeah.
The Wabash goes right through. Uh, Wabash River goes right through my hometown.
That river go north to south.
Yeah, it's north and south.
Okay.
It flows east and west as well, but mostly north and south. If you look at the state map of Indiana, you see that real curvy part where Illinois and Kentucky and Indiana, the real curvy part is the Wabash River. And where
Mm.
it straightens up, the river is going in, where it straightens up and starts. I'm talking about the map itself. You'll see where it's got these real squiggly lines. That's the Wabash River. Then you'll see the line go straight up towards the Lake Michigan. Right after it quits curving, that's where it turns into Terre Haute. The river does. And back home again, if I remember right, in Indiana, or on the banks of the Wabash, was written by one of the Dresser brothers. Now, the Dresser brother, there was Paul and Theodore. If I remember. They were from my hometown area. At that time, they didn't live. It wasn't part of Terre Haute. It became part of Terre Haute. Now, uh, I'm trying to remember which one was which, but one of the brothers happens to be he was a playwright. Not necessarily a playwright, but he wrote music for musicals. He worked in the industry, and he wrote a lot of songs for musicals. And the other brother was an author and wrote a lot of books. Now, the one that did the musicals was actually more famous. The other brother, they both did quite well. And
Talented family.
yeah, those two brothers, like I said, they were both very pretty well, did pretty well for themselves. One of the parks in Terre Haute over the Wabash River is called Dresser Park. It's named after the brothers because that's the area they lived in. Now, that's why Terre Haute got its name, is the river, the Wabash River. It's on the high bank side of the river. And so Terre Haute just means high land. Terre's land, Haute's high. That's the way the French pronounced it. They say Terre Haute. They don't say Haute Terre. They say it backwards compared to the English. The English would just say highland.
I guess we're the ones that are wrong, the Americans, because we say it the opposite. It's like,
Well, we follow the English.
yeah.
So
And
English happens to be the most widely spread language there is, spoken language.
yeah,
That and Mandarin. So we have to be right, and everybody else has to be right.
right. The French, because the French would follow the French and the Spanish.
Yeah.
In Mexico, you say
The Mexican follows the Spanish way of talking.
you say river first, and then
That
the
was
name of the
where
river.
his influence were. It's like a lot of Tagalog, and there are Spanish words intermingled with a lot of the Filipino languages because the Spanish,
Yeah.
ruled the area for like 300 years. So, I mean, it's not actually a direct, like Mexico is more of a direct trace back to Spanish than the Filipino languages.
Yeah.
There is an influence of it. Like the word peso for money. You got the Filipino peso, you got the Mexican peso.
There's quite a few countries. I don't know, maybe like 10 that use but it's the same thing with the dollar. Canadian, U.S., Singapore,
Yeah.
New Taiwanese dollar. I think is also
New Taiwanese dollar.
the. I don't know what Australia is. I'm not sure what their currency is called.
Yeah. Mike says English is the international language for airlines and air controllers. As I said, it's one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. I mean, the only thing that might be higher would be Chinese, Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin.
But the thing is, there's a lot of people in China that speaks English. So I'm not talking about it being your official language. I'm just talking about it being a language that's spoken by numerous people for different reasons. The Canadians speak English. It's a different dialect than what we speak. The people in New Zealand and Australia speak English. They're again different. England speaks English. They're again different. Uh, in Malay, uh, the Malays speak English. Uh, so there's a lot of places that speak English, and so a lot of them it's not every place, but a lot of the places it's the main language.
I was
In the
speaking to a lady at work today. She's from New York, and she wanted to cancel her booking because her daughters got invited to go to Toronto. I think it was. What's the
yeah.
state? What's the province across from New York in Canada?
Oh, Niagara Falls,
No,
Toronto,
the province,
Ontario.
Ontario. Okay, Ontario. She said, my daughter got invited to a party, and so I asked her, what's required to go across the border. She said, no, you can just take your government issued ID. You really don't need a passport. Oh, I said, it's like here, right here where I live. You don't really need a passport. Well, if you're just going across, right? You're not flying. You can take
Well,
your.
no. To go into Canada, you got to have either a passport or enhanced ID of some type, driver's license or enhanced
Yeah,
ID.
state issued, government issued ID.
Yeah, but it's got to be enhanced. I have a driver's license. If I paid extra, I could have the driver's license, what they call enhanced, and I could go into Canada without a passport. I happen to have a passport.
Now
Because
we
there
don't
are
have that
places
here.
that your enhanced ID won't get you in. I just as soon get the passport.
Yeah, but we don't have that over here. You
Yeah.
just take regular picture ID, state, now of course not a high school ID, but take driver license or state of Texas issued ID. You can go to Mexico and come back.
Yeah. Well, we used to be able to do that up with Canada, but the rules have changed. Yeah, it used to be until a few years ago. I never had to have a passport to go to Canada. And I'd go up to Canada a couple times a year because I lived up close to there. We'd go up. Now, Mike might know about this, but at Niagara Falls, uh, you go to the Niagara Falls around Thanksgiving, and they have these beautiful lights for Christmas up and beautiful decorations, and you can go up and see those. And
Be nice
but
to visit.
anyway, also at night, you go up there, and on the bridal shower, they'd have light shining on the bridal shower, and it would change colors. They do that all year round.
Peru
But
and
also I've been up to Toronto. It's a nice city to visit. I've been to Montreal. Now, when I was in the Navy, I went to Vancouver, Canada. I was over on the West Coast, so that's the first time I went to Canada. I went to Vancouver, which is one of the three largest cities in Canada. Your three largest cities, I believe, are Toronto, Vancouver, and then Montreal. And I've been to all three of them, but at different times. So, yeah.
I always mess with Mike. I said the only Vancouver that I've ever known is Vancouver, Washington.
I've been to that. I've been there too.
I said, that's the only Vancouver that I know of. Being
I've been to
an
Vancouver,
American.
Washington. I was stationed in Washington State for a while. Now, when I went to Vancouver, Canada, I was up there. My ship was in dry dock being worked on. And a couple of buddies of mine wanted to go up. None of us had ever been to Canada. So we took a bus up and went to Vancouver and spent a couple of days and then back down. We went up for the weekend. Now, a couple guys only stayed one night, and then me and another guy stayed 2 nights. And, but yeah, it was very nice. Seattle is a gorgeous city in Washington State. In the States, it's one of the prettiest large cities I've ever seen. Very green in Seattle, Tacoma, which is what the airport is SeaTac, which is Seattle, Tacoma. The airport for that area, the main airport, is called SeaTac. And yeah, they do use Vancouver, Canada a lot for movies. Or that area anyway. It might not be actually in Vancouver. It could be in the But Canada gets a lot of movies, and a lot of it's due to tax breaks and stuff like that. The movie, a TV show, excuse me. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Northern Lights. No, man, I can't think of it. But it was supposed to be in Washington State, but it was actually filmed in Canada. I can't think of the name of the movie. They had the moose walking through town, and I don't remember that. Like I said, I want to say Northern Lights, and that could be it, but I can't remember for sure. But it was a tripping show. I liked it. But, so I see.
Can you hear the wind? Is it bothering me?
I can hear something.
Because I don't have the microphone. I'm just the phone. It's very humid, hot, windy, and hazy because of the forest fire. The forest fire, the agriculture burning in southern Mexico.
Yeah. But like I said, right now you got quite a bit of a. Oh, I remember the name of the movie. It's called Northern Exposure. I mean, not movie, TV show, Northern Exposure. If I remember right. But you got quite a bit of light. We're dark already.
Yeah, well, remember we're just 1 hour. In 1 hour it'll be dark.
It's dark here right now.
Yeah,
it gets dark about 8 o'clock or a little about 8 o'clock. It gets dark.
Yeah, I'd say about 8:15. But come summertime,
it'll get in June and July. It'll even be light later. It won't get dark about
9 p.m.
9. But yeah, it does the same thing here. Like I said, in Terre Haute, there's still light in Terre Haute right now.
Yeah, no, I prefer when it gets dark by 6 p.m.
Not me.
I see better.
No, I like it. I like it. I like the longer days of summer. Now, the Philippines don't understand that because their days are about the same all year round.
Yeah, but they're closer to the equator.
Yeah. Most countries or places close to the equator have almost 12 and 12.
I guess it'd be
12 hours at nighttime.
It would be difficult for us.
Farther away.
Yeah, you know, like up in the northern part where land of the midnight sun, where it's basically.
Could you still hear me while I was talking? Because the cameras went into the white circle of death.
Yeah, you're still
mine both, so it was my connection, I'm sure.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear you on my end.
Like I said, I thought we could probably still hear each other because everything else looked like it was still working.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I like the long. I'm going to be honest with you. 12 and 12 is not bad. I just don't like the short winter days. I don't like those. Now that's what you like. The shorter days.
Oh no, I just like it to get darker sooner so I can fall asleep better. But it'd be more difficult for me to up in the northern Arctic Circle, in that area where the land of the midnight sun and
yeah. Oh,
what is it?
What is it? Certain parts of Alaska.
Yeah, even Alaska.
They have one time where the sun doesn't even come up for a long period of time.
Yeah. And, I couldn't remember if it was the sun that's there gone for a lot of time or whether the sun's there and hardly any nighttime, but I couldn't remember which one.
I think it does both. Okay. Now, on Northern Exposure, they explored the part where the sun wasn't out much. And one guy was having a lot of depression, so they gave him one of these lamps that I guess came up with the UV rays that the sun gives you to help him fight off the depression. That was one of the episodes. It wasn't the whole episode, but that was part of one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about how long it would go without sunlight or so very little sunlight, and how Yeah, northern Norway, Sweden, that probably goes through the same thing. The farther north, or probably even the farther south you go, probably have a little bit of that trouble. You just don't get a
Scandinavia.
lot of sunlight. You get a lot of darkness and a lot of sunlight. Both, you get both extremes.
Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Alaska, probably part of Canada in certain areas, because Alaska is no higher up than some of Canada. But that part of Canada probably doesn't have very many people. There's probably more people in Alaska than that part of Canada. Most of the people live in Canada live within maybe 100 miles of the U.S. border, if
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
far.
say southern part of the country.
Yeah. But you go out, you get so far inland from the border from the U.S. Very few people. Most of them live close to like Toronto, Ontario area, about closer to the border. Uh, hey, Albert, Amara, how you doing? Uh, like I said, Vancouver area, Montreal, Quebec. Now, Montreal, Quebec, that's the French Canadian area.
And the Quebec.
Probably Putin's heart completely dark in Russia. Wouldn't surprise me, Mike. Wouldn't surprise me. But, oh, I don't even have my hat on. I'll leave my hat off. I don't care. Let you see how bald I am. I, I have hair. You just can't see it. Right here is very, very thin, very, not much there, but there is hair. On the
You're
side, there's
indoors,
quite a
Blue.
bit. Huh?
You're indoors, so you're okay. You're being indoors.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been wearing a hat because that's what I do. So everybody, I've
Yeah.
had people say, well, "Where's your hat?" You're not wearing your hat. But right now, it's too hot to wear that black one. That black one's a heavy hat. That's more for winter, early spring, late fall, when it's colder weather. Keeps your head warm.
Yeah.
The other hats I have, except for some of the bulk hats, the other hats I have are more for late spring, summer, and early fall, when it's warmer.
We should be above 100 tomorrow, and I think Monday. But we've been about 97, 98, 99 this
All right,
past.
you've been close to 10 to 15 degrees warmer than us.
Yeah.
We've been in the mid 80s,
But
low to
the
mid
heat index
80s.
the heat index is horrible.
Yeah,
It
and
makes it.
we've had some high humidity, but not.
Yeah.
I think the highest we've got was like 89, maybe
No, it's
80.
cool. There's no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is. But now next week we're supposed to drop down in temperature.
Yeah, we won't see that anymore.
We're supposed to be getting rain Monday, and then it's supposed to cool off some. So, but I don't. It's not been. If I've been outside, it's to me it's comfortable even in the mid 80s. I find it very very comfortable because it usually has a nice little breeze. Now if there's no breeze, that's a different story. But like uh, yesterday when I was walking at work, it was in the mid to upper 80s. It was about 87 when I got off work, and most of the time I standing outside. There was a nice breeze. I was comfortable the whole time. It didn't really sweat much at all. And
And not the case here. You go out, and it's like when I was there in the Philippines. It said it's hot. It's not. It's the same ambient as where I'm from. So
yeah,
uh, we
like I
got
said,
humidity.
no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're from the U.S., you can't take it in the Philippines. They forget now. It depends. You go down to Texas, you go down to Florida. Certain times, it's just as bad there as it is in the Philippines.
Yes, it's quite damn
But
humidity is
there's a
so
lot of
high.
places in the South that way.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can adjust to it. I'm a Midwest boy. I mean, I can remember being in the 90s and low hundreds growing up when I was a kid, and even before, after a kid, before I moved out here. I was one summer, this is about 89, 90, somewhere in there. I might have even been a little bit later than that. But we had 1 month, the lows never got below, I don't think it ever got below 90 for the low for almost a whole month of August.
Oh, that was horrible.
And
That's kind of Arizona weather.
yeah, but I mean, that was, my air conditioners were never, I used to turn my air conditioner off when I went to work, but it would take so long to cool the place back down that I just left them on that whole month. I had two. They were small, so I had one in the bedroom, one in the kitchen, living room, kitchen area, and I never turned them off. I just left them on the whole month because otherwise it'd take a couple hours or more just to get the place comfortable.
Yeah, by the time
by the time you started to get comfortable, it was almost time to go to bed.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, just leave them on. Right now, when I leave, I turn my air conditioners off when I go to work usually. Even in the 80s, I turn them off. Then I come back home within about an hour, it's cool enough. But like I said, if I got to stay home, I can sit in front of a fan while it's cooling everything off. It doesn't take that long, but I'm gone for like 11 hours. Between 11 and 12 hours, I'm gone. Because like I said, I work 10-hour shifts. So, I leave more than a half hour before I get off. I leave about 45 minutes before I have to start work. And I don't get home until 45 minutes to an hour or more after I get off work because I don't always head straight home. So I'm gone anywhere from, like I said, 11 and a half to 12 hours a day on the days I work. Well, if it's a really hot day, then I turn the air conditioning up to like 78. And so it doesn't get too hot, and it won't take it too long to get it back down. But if it's not going to be like up in the upper 80s or low 90s, I just turn it off and I'll turn it on when I get home. It's saving the electricity,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I said, I was reading on one of the vlogs, I made a comment about one of the reasons I would like to I would want to move to the Philippines is the weather. Because I don't like snow. I don't like the cold.
Oh yeah, I hate the damn cold.
Oh, tell me about it.
Dressing
I
in
can
layers.
take it, but I don't like it.
No.
But anyway, this guy wrote, "You're take it from me. The Philippines are so hot. You'll have to be indoors all the time with the air conditioner on." No, I won't. Yeah, there'll be times that it'll be hot enough that I'll want to stay indoors with the air conditioner on. I mean, it gets up to around 110. I'm probably going to want to stay inside air conditioning most of the time. But it's not like that every day, all year long.
Maybe the guy's a northerner and not from the south.
Could be. Like I said, could be. And it could be that he just one of these people that try to, one of these people that just don't like people doing things to make them happy. Somebody likes to complain. He may have never been to the Philippines. You don't know. So it's just like, I don't pay attention to those people. Now, one guy, I believe this guy was speaking the truth. He says Western people like to go to the Philippines to get away from the snow, and the Filipinos like to go west to see the snow.
Yeah.
To experience it. Oh, I'm going to tell you the truth. When I was a kid, I loved it. I loved going out and playing in the snow, making snowmans and snow forts. And one year we made an igloo. A friend of mine's older brother helped us do it. We made a big old igloo, put a smoke hole inside of it, and we could actually have a little fire in there to warm the place up. And so it was cool, But like I said, I haven't liked snow since I was 19 years old. And I went home. I was in the Navy, and I kind of missed the 4 seasons. I was out in San Diego, and I thought, I'd like to go home and see the snow. No, I've not seen the Pinoy trucker, Mike. Now, is he a truck driver in the Philippines, or is he a truck driver here in the States?
Isn't Pinoy trucker Canadian?
That's what I said. Yeah, I should say here in the West.
Canadian. There's a Canadian. There's a Pinoy trucker, but she used to live in the Midwest, but I think she in Ohio. But I think they moved to Texas. I had her. I was subscribed to her channel, but I think I said unsubscribed by accident because I haven't seen any of the videos.
Hey, girlie, how you doing? Thank you, girlie, for the thumbs up. We appreciate it. But like I said, I wanted to go. I wanted a white Christmas, and it was the year I was 19, and so this was in 70. 19? No, it couldn't have been 19. I was 20. Excuse me, I was 20. I always want to say 19, but I wasn't 19. It was after my 20th birthday. I went home for Christmas. This was in 74. And I was 73. Get the years right, Larry. 73. And I went home for Christmas. My older brother was there as well. But my dad did not have insurance on me for driving. And so we got, I don't know, 6 inches to a foot of snow. Now, my hometown is not real good for cleaning the streets. At least they weren't when I was growing up. And so my dad, because he would let me drive, but not with the snow streets like that. He said, no, I don't have insurance. We're not going to take the chance. So for a week, I walked everywhere I went. So I'm walking in snow, 6 inches or more of snow to go anywhere, or somebody had to take me. But I was going to get my white Christmas, which is what I wanted. Well, I go to bed Christmas Eve. I got a white Christmas, snow everywhere. I wake up Christmas morning. Overnight, it rained. I get up Christmas morning. Instead of having a white Christmas, I got all these little patches of snow because the rain just melted the snow. I think it was only about 6 inches, but like I said, that was enough to give me my white Christmas, and that was it. I said, I don't care if I ever see snow again. I haven't liked snow since. Like I said, I walked everywhere for a week, hoping to get my white Christmas, and I didn't get it. That's it. I'm done. And I never went home during the winter again until I got out. I refused to go home during the winter. Hey, Cindy, how you doing?
We had a white Christmas here in 2004.
Well, I've had white Christmases
Yeah.
here in New York, but it's not what I want.
Yeah, no. Well, during my lifetime here, it's only snowed twice.
Yeah.
But you know how the record keeping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They'll say so it snowed 4 times since 1900 or whatever the year.
Yeah.
But I've seen snow here in South Texas. I've seen it in Dallas and Colorado. But here it's only snowed twice, and that was in this century.
I'm going to be honest with you. Where I'm from, I can remember, and I'm talking about Terre Haute, Indiana, I can remember winters, no snow whatsoever. The whole winter, no snow. But I can also remember snow, getting 3 foot of snow in a winter.
Jeez.
And I think the record for my hometown is about 5 foot. Now, that's not all it was. It's just for the winter. About 60 inches of snow. That's a record. Now, when I was living in Rochester area, 60 inches of snow for the winter would have been the record low amount of snow.
Yeah, I was going to say 5 feet of snow and for the whole season is kind of minimal.
Yeah, it's not the average amount of snow in the area I lived in was around 90 inches. Now, I can remember wind chills at minus 60, but I don't remember actual temperatures. And don't you mean Fahrenheit? Because that Celsius, minus 60 Celsius, man, I wouldn't. Oh my God! Now there's somewhere below zero. The Celsius and Fahrenheit kind of come together. I can't remember what the temperature is.
Yeah, 32 degrees.
No, 32 degrees plus.
32 is freezing. 0 degrees.
Huh? Negative 32?
No, 32 Fahrenheit is 0
So
Celsius.
yes,
It's freezing.
yeah, it's freezing. They go by water being 0, but we go by something else. I can't remember what it is. But
Yes, 32 here because when it makes the news all the time, when we get the freezes, it's
yeah,
32 degrees.
oh
That's
yeah,
when we start to worry about. But
and
we also get
we
sleet.
get below 32 all the time here.
Yeah, it's not too common here, so
It,
that's why it's a big deal.
it's quite common here.
Yes.
And Mike says yes with wind chill. Like I said, I can remember, and this was back in the early '80s. Uh, there was a game called the Cold Bowl. It was San Diego Chargers playing and I want to say it was the Cincinnati Bengals playoffs. And I think with wind chill it was like 40 below Fahrenheit, 40 below Fahrenheit.
Eek.
I was working that day in Terre Haute at a gas station. We had the exact same temperature with wind chill. I don't know if the temperature itself is the same. And it was, oh my God. I, I hated customers that came in and only got a couple of bucks worth of gas because I had to stay out at the pump. Now, see, if they got a fill up, I could go out, put the gas pump in the tank, start pumping the gas and go back inside. And I could see when it was pumping, and I could tell when it kicked off. I'd go back out, finish it off, and then collect the money and go back in. I didn't have to stay out there the whole time and freeze. Same thing with 20, because I could see the numbers are good enough that when I got to like 17, 18 bucks, I'd head back out there. But when a guy only got a couple of bucks, it wasn't worth walking in because you had to turn around and walk right back out.
Yeah. Why?
And
Why try to warm yourself up and then have to go back?
well, back then gas was fairly cheap. It was less than 50 cents a gallon. When I'm talking, it was less than 50 cents. So $2 to get you 4 gallons, which would get you a long way. I had one guy that came in all the time, got $2. He usually went to self-serve and did it himself. And the reason why he only got a couple bucks, if he put much more than that, he had a gas leak. His tank had a leak. If he put too much gas in, it would leak out. So he'd only put in a couple dollars when he came in, and it wouldn't leak out. Well, those really super cold days, he wouldn't go to self-serve. He'd come to me,
Yeah.
and I'd have to put it in.
When the gas evaporate,
Huh?
if when the gas evaporate, if there's a little hole in the tank.
Well, no. Yeah, you had. I think this was leaded gas, so it took a lot more to freeze.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Back in the.
Yeah, this is back in the '80s,
Yeah.
early '80s. Like '82 to, because I'm trying to think of around '82 to '84. This is back before unleaded became the popular gas, and then became the only gas. When they first came up with unleaded, it cost more than leaded, even though the lead was added. It was an additive. Lead was not natural in gas, and so it was an additive. But they charged you more not to put the additive in back then, and then it switched where the leaded gas became more expensive. And a few of the vehicles required the leaded gas, so you had to pay for it. I had to have, like my bike, I used to ride a 754 Honda, and that's the way you called it. It was a 754. It was 750, and then 4 was spelled out FOUR. And the 4 was later on changed to the 750 CB 750. But it was called a 74. The reason they did that was one of the first 4-cylinders Honda made, I guess. And that's what the 4 stood for. It was 4-cylinder. They only made the 754 for 3 years. If I remember right, I want to say it was 74, 75, 76. I just 70. It could have been 73, 74, 75, but I want to say it was 74 was the first year, and it had to have the higher gas, and so I couldn't run the 87. I had to run the 89, which is a little stronger gas, or my motor didn't run right. And so I rode that bike for quite a few years, but I haven't had a bike since then. I just saw that bike advertised on Facebook for local here. Somebody's wanting to sell a 80, I want to say 84, it might have been an 86 Honda 1200. Only wants 700 for it, but it needs some work. 1200 is a bigger bike than I need. The 700, I could go pay for that right now. But that's a lot bigger bike than I need. I haven't rode a bike in, oh God, 30 years.
Jeez.
I think that would be a little bit too big for me right now, especially with just two wheels. Now,
Yeah, you
Can
need
Am, the Can Am, it wouldn't matter what size the motor, because you don't have to worry about it tipping on you. See, I'm short legged. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. The leaded gas was. I don't know about the leaded gas, but I don't doubt it. Especially, you want to know who killed a lot of people? The people that invented the car. The car makers have killed a lot, and I'm talking about the people that developed the cars. You look at how many people die in car wrecks every year. Just here in the States is over, what, 30,000 people or more a year? That's just here in the States. At one time, it was over 50,000 people. That's just the ones killed, not the ones permanently injured. Yeah, there's been some inventions that have pushed forth mankind, but it's also been at a high cost. Like you said, air condition, the original gas for air condition, leaded gas. There's been some high costs for some of this stuff. So, yeah, it's look at, it's safer to fly on a plane than it is to drive a car.
Yep.
Some of the ones that came up with the cars there, Mike. Like I said, there's a lot of inventions that are going to kill a lot of people over years. And I'm not defending the guy. I'm just saying, yeah, they're not the only ones. But Mike says his inventions are still destroying the world today. But,
I don't know why that rooster's crowing at 8 p.m.
Well, just because he's happy,
It's rare to hear a rooster crowing in the evening or night. Every now and then you'll hear one at midnight. But
He's
it's
just
not
telling
true.
me it's time to wake up because I'm awake.
Yeah, no, but usually start around 4.
Yeah.
And I'm already awake by 4.
And I'm not, so I'd be wringing that rooster's neck.
Yeah. And it's only.
Now, I'm up by 4 now because of work.
See,
If
that's the
I'm not
window
working,
there.
I'm not up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know I'm a morning person, so that's a coop right there, and that's my window there. So it's less than 25 feet from the window.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, I live in an apartment complex, and here in the States, they don't let them have chickens.
Oh, here in Texas, you could have the hens in the city, but not the rooster.
Yeah, I don't think they let them have hens or anything here.
Yeah, the hens you could have them, but no rooster.
Yeah.
But
here you can have dogs and cats, but as well as fish. But I mean,
I hate the dogs at night because they're just barking and barking and barking.
No, here if you got a dog, or you keep them inside your apartment.
No,
they're not outside running around by themselves, or they're going to be taken away. They're not allowed to be running around by themselves. No. You keep them in your apartment. Now, if you have a house and you have a fenced-in yard, you can let them out at night, and that can be a problem for people. But in the apartment complex, they gotta. You can't let them out unless you're out there with them. You can't because there is no fenced-in yard. So if they're out and about, then you better be with them, and they better be on a leash unless they're inside that dog park.
I don't want like styrofoam. The chickens eat the styrofoam.
I see that.
I don't know why they've always ate styrofoam. I understand the little pebbles and the little rocks that they eat, but I'm not sure about styrofoam though.
I don't either. I never even knew they ate styrofoam.
Yes, all these chickens, all these hens do, but not sure why. I never checked YouTube to see why.
I would check to see what it is. What made you decide to put it up? I mean, you had to think.
Because they ate some of the styrofoam that was on the side of the house, and then anything of styrofoam that was on the gonna go to the trash, they would peck on it.
So you just knew they like to peck at it, so you might as well hang it up for them.
Yeah, and they eat it. See, I can't zoom in because it's
Well, I saw earlier when you were around the side there, you could see him pecking at it and eating it.
Yeah, there's two of them right there.
Now, I gotta get back to Mike here in a minute. Now, you said it was wind chill, then you said 1880. Don't you mean 1980 there, Mike? Because that would be about the right time that I'm talking about, too, is right around 1980. 80, 82, somewhere in there that Cold Bowl game was. I'm trying to think which station I was. No, mine had to have been around 82, 83. Somewhere in there because I was at the gas station I was working at. In 80, I was working at a different gas station. now, come on now, Mike. In 1880, I was still a teenager. Yeah.
Can see up in that pole just a woodpecker. I can't zoom in, but there's a woodpecker up there, right on the top.
Yeah, I believe you. I can see a bird. I can see something up there. I couldn't tell you what it was.
Yeah, I can't zoom in because it's a.
Yeah, like I said, I can see something. It's on the side. It's not on the top. It's on the side of the pole.
Yeah, keep blue. It's a woodpecker. I forgot the name of the species. We got that in here.
Hey, Mike, I'm going to tell you how old I really am, all right? I was there at the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Okay? Crystal, hi. Aaron, how you doing? Thanks for coming. And Crystal says hi, Jerry.
Hello, Crystal from Pangasinan. I always mess with on Talks vlogs, live streams.
All right, hold up. Mike's leaving. Take care, Mike. He says, I'm going to see you where he buy Jerry.
Later, Mike. Yeah, on Talks vlogs, I always mess with her and I'll say Pangasinan or Pangsanjan. And then she gets them confused. I said, remember Pangsanjan it's a municipality in Laguna and Pangasinan is a province. So I said, no, remember Pangasinan or Pangsanjan. I guess somebody from over there would get it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, because one's a province and one's a city.
Yeah. Well, you see, now in Cebu, you got the province of Cebu and you got the city of Cebu.
Yeah, but Cebu City and Cebu. Would that be like, that'd be like here where you got Texas City or you got Kansas City.
Well, you got KCMO and KC Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah. I served with a guy that on his head he had KCMO. He was from Kansas City, Missouri. and that was where he's from. So he had it written on his hat, KCMO, and as a guy I knew in the Navy. Mike saying good morning to the most beautiful, amazing Crystal, the fantastic mother of 12 children, and a one-legged chicken named Hop.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
her
say
husband,
that
the guapo
the
Mark, who
12
works
children,
hard together for a family.
the 12 children and 5 goats and one-legged goose.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about the goats today. He just said a
Right.
one-legged chicken named Hop.
But a dozen. It's always a dozen kids.
Yeah, always a dozen kids. Hey, her and Mark are busy, okay? They're a loving couple.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Crystal? You and Mark are a loving couple. Mike's just jealous.
And
Oh,
then when Elvy's in the house, then he'll say, "My Elvy, not the other Elvy.
yeah. My LV, not my asphalt.
Yeah, not the other Elvy." I'm just waiting for that one to go in so I can lock it up.
I believe it, Crystal. Like I said, Mark is a hardworking man. She just said Mark's busy as always, Sir Larry. But on her birthday, I was wondering if number 13 is coming. Like I said, Mark and Ann's a loving couple there, Mike. What can we say? But,
That one's getting broody. They're just wooden eggs. Gotta lock that one up. That one never got. It's still brooding.
yeah.
Going to lay egg. One of these white ones took me about a week for it to get
Well,
back to normal.
like I said, if they quit laying eggs, it's time for supper.
Yeah.
I like chicken. I like chicken and pork. I eat that more than anything else. Beef I eat once in a while. I used to eat beef more than anything, but now it's
Yeah,
chicken and pork.
I eat a lot of beef, but
I still eat beef, but I tend to lean towards more chicken and then pork and then beef. Although I did have last night for supper, I had a couple of hamburgers and a couple of corn on the cobs. Now tonight I had buffalo chicken wings, and that
from
was my
Buffalo,
supper tonight.
Texas.
Huh?
Buffalo, Texas. It's a small little town in between Dallas and Houston.
Yep.
Because we got my uncle, the truck driver. Then the
Yeah.
semi broke down right there in Buffalo, Texas.
I've never been to Buffalo, Texas, but I've been to Mundy, Texas.
London, I don't remember where that is.
I don't remember. I was only 15. I had cousins that lived there.
We got in Italy, Texas. Of course, Paris is over there near Oklahoma.
But I had cousins in Fort Worth, Lubbock, and Mundy.
Wow, I haven't been to Lubbock. Last time I was there was in 1994.
You've been there since I've been there. I was 15.
Yeah.
I've only been to Texas on vacation once. I was 15.
Yeah.
Actually, I was 14. Take that back. I was
A lot of
real
change.
15.
That's where.
Yeah, Mike says they have a Paris, Ontario. I've been to Paris, Illinois.
Yeah, of course, we got the Paris, Texas. They got a little mini Eiffel Tower. I don't know how tall it is. Might be like 50 feet, somewhere like that. But they got an Eiffel Tower there.
Yeah, they don't in Paris, Illinois, unless they put one up since I've been there last. I haven't been there in about 30 years. It's not too far from Terre Haute. It's about, I want to say about 40 miles or so.
Isn't there London, Ontario, I believe?
Yeah, there's a London, Ontario. We got a Mexico, New York.
So does Papanga. Tim would know that one.
Yeah. Like I said, did you hear me? We got a Mexico, New York.
Yeah, there's a Mexico in Papanga also.
And I think we even got a Cuba, New York. I'm not
Cuba.
sure about that one, but we do have in Mexico. We even got a Casanova in New York. But probably one of the most popular names for cities in the States is probably Springfield.
Springfield.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of Springfields.
Now, there's a whole bunch of Springfields.
Yeah.
Almost one in every state, but I won't say there's one in every state, but close to it.
Yep. I remember there was a.
Mike says he used to live in London, Ontario. He says Hell is in Michigan. Yeah, there's a city named Hell. Now, believe it or not, there's actually a town named Bumfuck in Egypt. That's the truth. It's right outside of an English base, military base. I think the English named it. That's actually its name. And yeah.
It's time for me to call it quits. It's almost almost 8:30.
Yeah, I'm showing about 9:20.
Yes.
So
it's still daylight, but it'll get dark soon.
Yeah. But
well, I'm signing off for the night.
Mike said it froze over, covered in ice a few years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
I believe it. If it's in Michigan, I believe it. But yeah, there's Jerry's gone, so I hope he's still enjoying himself. He's probably getting ready to head in. It's almost his bedtime. But yeah, there's some towns with some very strange names. Well, Mike, I guess if you're going, I'll see you later. I won't be going much longer. I'm about ready to call it quits myself. It's kind of a slow live stream. I want to thank everybody for coming. Unless somebody wants to come up, and I'll keep going. But there's not that many people in the chat. I know all the girls in the Philippines are very busy. It's a Sunday morning, so they're either fixing their food, getting ready for church, getting ready or just getting home from church. But most are getting their kids ready or getting some food ready or they're getting ready for church. So I want to thank everybody for coming. We'll see you again next week. Maybe we'll go longer. It depends on how everything's going. I want to remind everybody to be kind to each other. Remember, you don't have to like each other, but you should be nice, respect each other. So take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. See you next time. Bye.